Go ahead and hit record, and then we will go ahead and get started. So my name is Laura. I am a library associate with the Adult Literacy Service at Sacramento Public Library. And welcome everyone to the Career Online High School Info Session. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I think everyone that has come in is muted. If you can keep yourself muted throughout the program, you are welcome to unmute yourself during the question and answer portion. And of course, you are welcome to ask questions in the chat at any point during this presentation. We will get to those questions when we get to the question and answer portion. And also my colleague Cassandra will be monitoring the chat. And so yes, there she is, there's Cassandra. And so any questions that she might just go ahead and answer them for you at that time. Otherwise, we will get to them. If they're for our panelists, then we will get to them during the question and answer portion. So to begin, I'm going to start by providing just some information about the program, and then I will introduce our panelists. So this program started at Sacramento Library in 2014, and since 2014, we have had 186 graduates. So we're very proud of that. And, we're always, every year we have a few more. And so the Career Online High School program is an accredited high school diploma program. The program includes high school level coursework, and you are also provided with or assigned an academic coach once you begin part 2 of the program. And I'll talk about what part 2 is here in a bit. So you are assigned an academic coach. They are a teacher. They are a state certified teacher. You can almost think of them as a guidance counselor who supports you throughout the duration of your program. The Career Online High School is a division of the Smart Horizons Career Online High School. A division of the Smart Horizons Career Online Education District, an advanced, it's a fully accredited school district. It is completely online, which means it is accessible 24/7 and anywhere you have internet and a compatible device. The entire program is 18 months or fewer. You don't have to take the entire 18 months to finish the program. We have had people finish the program in less than four months. You can transfer credits from accredited schools that you've attended. So that would include any adult education program where you took high school courses, or maybe you were in a diploma, if you were in a diploma program at one point, high school credits, or maybe even if you've taken college classes, those might also be transferable as well. The program is funded by the Sacramento Public Library, so we are happy to fund this opportunity to qualified students. I'll talk about the minimum qualifications here in a bit. The library pays $1,300 per student, so it's at no cost to the students. The library covers it. In addition to your high school diploma, you will also earn an entry-level career certificate, and these are the career certificates that you can earn. So you'll be taking courses on one of these electives. This is what the courses look like. One semester is 2 weeks, and each course that you see here is 2 semesters. So you're looking at about a month per course. So when I say per course, I mean, so for instance, English 1 would be 1 course. And so you're looking at 1 month for that course. Of course, you can finish in less time. So regarding the minimum qualifications, you must be, in order to come through the Sacramento Public Library, you must be a Sacramento County resident. You must be 19 years old or over, and you must have completed at least the 8th grade. Meeting these minimum qualifications does not guarantee you a spot in the program. If you are not a Sacramento County resident and interested in the Caroline High School, I do recommend checking with your local library to see if they have a similar program. The minimum technology requirements are you must have either a Microsoft Windows desktop or laptop, a Mac, a Chromebook, or a Windows tablet or iPad. Smartphones are not supported on the learning management system, so you would not be able to complete your courses using a smartphone. So because the library does pay $1,300 per student, there is a qualification process. The first step in that qualification process would be to submit an online self-assessment. After you, if we see you meet the qualifications, then you would be sent instructions for the Part 1 prerequisite program, or the Part 1 prerequisite, which is a 2-week course. You must complete that course successfully in 2 weeks. If you do complete that course successfully, then you would get called in for an interview. Under normal circumstances, we would meet in person to do the interview, but at this time we are meeting, right now I'm using Zoom to do those interviews. If you are approved to continue after the interview, you then would start Part 2, which is the 30-day probationary period. You would have to complete the Part 2 successfully. And what you're doing in Part 2 is you're doubling what you did in Part 1. So Part 1 is one course in 2 weeks. For Part 2, you would be doing 2 courses or more in 4 weeks. And at Part 2 is where the 18th month period begins. So the expected pacing for this course is 1 course every 2 weeks, which means you are looking at about 8 to 10 hours of work per week. So that is all for my presentation. We are going to talk to graduates of the program. Dolly Henson graduated in 2018, and she completed the office management course. Unfortunately, Eloisa was unable to make it tonight, but hopefully if we do this again, she can hopefully maybe join us then. So I am going to actually stop sharing at this point and introduce Dolly. Dolly, you want to say hello?
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah,
Hi, everyone. I'm Dolly Henson. It's so nice to meet all of you.
So what we're going to do is, or what I'm going to do is I have some questions for Dolly. And then once I'm done with my questions, we can then open it up to the audience here. So you all can ask Dolly some questions as well. So first of all, Dolly, can you tell us what inspired and motivated you to enroll in Career Online High School?
I had a lot of things that motivated me, but the main thing that motivated me is that I've heard the quote, "It ran into my family until it ran into me," and I wanted to be the chain breaker. I didn't want to continue on with no high school diploma, no college education, and living in poverty. So I really wanted to do better than what was afforded to me before and show that I can be better, not just for me, but for my children as well.
Thank you. Can you tell us about your experience as a student in Career Online High School?
It was awesome sauce. I really, really loved my time at Career Online High School. In all honesty, I thought the program was fake when I found it. I was like, there's no way that this is real. I'm like, I'm going to apply anyway. And then I applied and I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to get a scholarship. This is fake. And I did it and it was real. And being able to sit in my pajamas, enjoy time with my children, help them with their homework, all at the same time while doing my homework. It was the biggest blessing I could ever ask for because there's no other program that would afford me this opportunity. And it was really nice and it helped me learn at my own pace. And if there was something that I didn't understand as well, there were plenty of opportunities for you to go back and review. So it was just a great program for me.
Great, thank you. How has earning your high school diploma with Caroline High School affected you?
It has been really amazing as well. When I first started with Career Online High School, I was in a housekeeping position at Kaiser Permanente, and being able to have a high school diploma and earn that, it has allowed me to move up the chain and step into roles that require more educational background. And doing it now has also shown that I'm serious about what I'm doing. So it's also garnered some other attention like, hey, you're willing to put in this effort. We're going to give you a chance for this. So I've definitely moved up, and I'm now in a really great role that I fluctuate in with many different things, but also the office management portion has really helped me with my current position as a department secretary, where I oversee around 200 different employees, not for management, but for attendance and recruitment. And all of that was possible because of my diploma and because of my career certificate. There's so much more that it's allotted me to do, but that's just the basics, and it's helped my family. I went from a minimum wage job where I was struggling to being able to have a job where I don't have to worry about what I'm buying at the grocery store, and that is a huge difference.
Mhm. Wow, thank you. Um, what would you tell someone who is considering earning their high school diploma in high school?
Stop considering it, just do it. You're going to be so much farther along tomorrow than you were yesterday if you say no yesterday and yes today. It's an amazing program. There's nothing bad that I've seen about it. And not only do I recommend it to all of you, I recommended it to my own family. My oldest son, he struggled in regular public high school because it just wasn't for him. Not every school's a great fit for every child. So he's in it right now, and he's 5 classes away from graduating. My own sister, she thought that she took her GED test, and it turns out that she took her GED prep test. So all these years, she thought that she had a high school diploma, or GED, I should say. And when she was offered a job and found out she did not, in fact, have her diploma, she had the offer rescinded. And so she went back to school, and I told her about this program as well. And so it's not just something I'm saying, it's great, listen to me, this is the best. It's something that I think is so great that I'm willing to share with my own family. And if I love them that much, then just imagine how wonderful the program is. It really is great. There's nothing you have to lose.
Mhm. Great, thank you. That's all the questions I have. Is there anything you want to add before we open to questions from the audience?
I am here for any questions you have. There's no question that is too silly. The only silly part is not asking the question. I am an open book. Ask me whatever you want.
That actually reminded me, Dolly has agreed is letting me share her email, and I'm actually going to put it in the chat because if you want to talk with Dolly directly about her experience, or you have questions about it, or even if you apply for the program and you start the program, you can maybe kind of ask her questions as you're going through the program as well. So she's here as kind of as a mentor for you if if you would like to speak with her. So her email address is in the chat box, and you are welcome to email her if you would like to talk a bit more. So does anyone have any questions for Dolly? And you are welcome to either unmute yourself or you can ask them in the chat, and I can ask them to Dolly. No? No one has any questions?
Sure, I'll ask one or two.
Great.
So Dolly, how long did it take you to go through the program? And if you don't mind me asking, what level of school did you complete before stopping high school? So where were you with your education when you started this program?
Thank you so much for that question. I was somewhere between ninth and 10th grade When I was younger, I was only ever able to go to high school for 1 year, and I did not do very well in high school itself. So when I came in, I did not have a lot of educational background. And because of my work schedule, I didn't feel like I could dedicate as much time as I really wanted, but it was still plenty. And so I think I finished in around 8 months with the prerequisite and the interviewing and the scholarship and getting everything together. I think it was about 8 months.
Okay, and then did you have any credits that you transferred, or did you just start from the very beginning with no credits? So was that your time frame that it took with just starting at the very beginning, if that makes sense?
It does, absolutely. I did transfer the credits that I had from ninth grade, as well as some credits that I took in college, and some credits that I took from an online, or not online, like a homeschool program that I did in between. So I'm not sure how many I had exactly, but I know I had quite a ways to go.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Great. Thank you, Anna. We do have a question in the chat from Jessica. What course in the program would you say is the most time consuming or difficult?
That is going to be on an individual basis. For me, it was always science. I struggled in it. So I think that the most time consuming course is going to be the one that you would struggle in. It's going
Mhm.
to be different for every person. Some courses you're going to fly through because you have some previous knowledge of it, or it's something that just clicks with you, where other courses are going to take more time because you're going to have to sit and learn. But each course is very self explanatory. And I think that even with the most difficult courses, I was still able to get through it pretty easily.
And I just want to add there that if you are having, let's say, I hear math is kind of a common difficult subject for people. If you are taking a course and you're finding that you are having your one course is particularly challenging, you can actually talk with your academic coach about that, and they can connect you with an instructor of that subject, and you can actually have an instructor help you. In addition to that, the library does also offer virtual tutoring as a virtual tutor, that if you are having difficulty with a subject, you can actually talk with this tutor and get some help through messaging, and there's a whiteboard, and you can actually work with somebody through a problem if you're having any difficulty in a subject. You would need a Sacramento library card for that, but that would be something if we could talk about like at the interview about those resources. So Dolly, I don't know if you have any experience with that where you were connected to an instructor.
I did. I had a Lana Taylor, and she was absolutely amazing. I think that the most difficult part was the time constraint because she was in Florida and I was in California. So when I was off work, it was harder, but she was still able to support me in any way that I needed. But usually it
Mhm.
was just a good vent session, like, I feel like I'm not getting it, or I feel like I'm failing. And she was there for so much more than just tutoring. She
Mhm.
was there to help talk me off a ledge when I felt like quitting. And it wasn't because the work was too much, just that everything in general. She was
Mhm.
amazing, and they're a jack of all trades. It's not
Mhm.
just, I'm going to help you with your math. I'm going to help you with anything that you need help with.
Mhm. Oh, did she? So did she also your academic coach?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Let's see. We have another question here from Jessica. What sources or guidance did you receive from the counselor or academic coach?
Uh,
Actually, we already answered that
yes.
one. Did you want to add
Yes.
anything?
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Okay, I have another one.
Oh, okay.
How much time did you dedicate on a daily basis to your schoolwork?
I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you. I didn't do work every single day. I did chunks of time where I picked about 3 to 4 days of the week and I spent an hour to 3 hours each day. Or if I knew that I had a busy week with work and kids with sports or social activities, or I was sick, then I would take 2 days and I would spend 4 to 5 hours per day. You can get through probably a chapter in about an hour. So completing, there's 16 lessons about in each section. So if you spend 16 hours in 2 weeks, you're going to get through a whole section.
Gotcha.
If
Okay,
that
that makes
helps.
sense.
It was very easy in the sense of managing with my own schedule.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Welcome.
Does anyone have any other questions? Oh, you want to talk about, Dolly, a little bit about kind of how the program works in terms of, we talked about this a little bit earlier before we started, the audio and the reading and all of that, how like the platform looks.
Yeah. Okay, this part was really exciting to me. We know that there are so many different types of learners out there. Some people learn best in a classroom when they're reading to themselves. Others do best when they hear the teacher reading to them, and some learn by doing. This program offers a little bit of everything. And when you open the program, it's going to pop up and it's going to show you what you have to do next. It's not going to just allow you to pick whatever you want to work on. It's in a guided section where you click on it. So when you open a lesson up, it's going to give you the option to read you the lesson, or you can click mute and you can read it yourself. And I really enjoyed that. And as you go through each lesson, there's going to be little quizzes in there where it might ask you 2 to 3 questions. And if you get the question wrong, then you review the material for that question. But if you get it right, you move on. So each one has a pre-test, lessons, little quizzes at the end, and then a final test. And it's very manageable and it just suits so many different learning styles. I can't express how amazing it was. And when you're on track, you get these emails from your academic coach saying you're on track, you're doing great. So it's kind of like an extra little bump and, makes you feel good. But it's
You have
very
a cheerleader.
yes, exactly. But it
Yeah,
does give you the options to listen or to read.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I actually had somebody, I did an interview with somebody who told me when she did part 1, she did housework and listened. And because she knows that she learns better when she's able to move around. So that was really helpful for her.
And that was an option. There
Mhm.
were so many times where I had to be doing something else, whether it was folding clothes, and instead of reading, I could just fold my clothes, listen, and you know that you have to click to the next page when the talking stops.
Mhm.
And then you just click to the next part, and then you keep going on about your day. So it's easy to integrate into your everyday life.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Okay, great. So what I'm gonna actually do right now is I just put the Career Online High School website in the chat, and I do recommend, if you are interested in the program, looking at the site, looking at the career courses that are offered, and so you can see what's there a little bit more. If you go to the career courses page, you can actually click on them, and you can see kind of what each course for that career path looks like. You can also see a little bit more about the academic courses and click on those courses as well and get a course description for that course. So that is all then for us tonight. Thank you everyone again for joining us. Again, you are welcome to email Dolly if you have any questions. You are also welcome to email me. I'm at diploma@saclibrary.org. And this is where, if you are interested in the program or if you've applied for the program, this is where the emails would come from. So you'd be receiving emails from diploma@saclibrary.org. So thank you all again for joining us here tonight. And thank you. So we'll go ahead and